Are you over 60? Think you're eating healthy? What if I told you that some so-called superfoods could be secretly making your aches worse and your energy tank? It's a hard truth I stumbled upon watching my own Nan suffer, despite her perfect diet, prescribed by well-meaning doctors. What I discovered turned my understanding of senior nutrition on its head. Make sure you listen to the very end, because the last vegetable I'm going to name is likely in your kitchen right now, quietly sapping your get up and go. This is the stuff they don't widely publicize. Folks, I need to be straight with you about something the mainstream health narrative often glosses over. For decades, the message has been simple: all vegetables are good, hit the rainbow, pile your plate high. But here's the kicker: your body, once you pass 60, 70 or 80, doesn't play by the same rules it did when you were 30. Foods that once built you up might now be tearing you down. I poured 2 years into researching this after my grandmother passed. She did everything right, ate her veggies, took her pills, yet battled constant inflammation, joint pain that stole her sleep, and energy levels that just dwindled. It wasn't until I dug deep into the science of how we age and what we eat that the penny dropped. Our whole approach to feeding seniors is often misguided. Your digestion changes. Stomach acid production lessens, your gut's friendly bacteria landscape shifts, your ability to handle certain food compounds weakens. What was beneficial decades ago might now be fueling inflammation, blocking nutrient uptake, and worsening the very issues you're fighting. First on the void list, nightshades, and I'm zeroing in on tomatoes. I know it sounds bonkers. Tomatoes are everywhere: sauces, salads, soups. But here's what's happening in an older body with regular tomato consumption. Tomatoes are packed with solanine and other glycoalkaloids. Younger systems process these fairly well. But as we age, our liver's ability to detoxify slows. These alkaloids can start to build up in your joints, leading to that familiar stiffness, ache, and reduced movement. Ever notice your arthritis flares up some days more than others? Try tracking your tomato intake. You might just spot a connection. But it's more than that. Tomatoes are also quite acidic, and older bodies can struggle to maintain their acid-alkaline balance. When you regularly eat acidic foods like tomatoes, your system works overtime to neutralize that acid. And where does it find the minerals for this job? It leaches calcium from your bones and magnesium from your muscles. You could be weakening your own framework with every bowl of healthy tomato soup. I recall talking to my Nan's doctor after her passing. He casually mentioned many of his senior patients with bad arthritis ate a lot of tomatoes. But I don't tell them to stop, he admitted. The research isn't conclusive enough. That was my light bulb moment. The official research might lag, but the pattern is there for those willing to see. Second, stealth saboteur, raw spinach. This one truly pained me, as spinach wears such a health halo. We're taught spinach means strength, vitality. But for seniors, raw spinach is a problem due to its extremely high oxalate content. Oxalates are natural substances that can form crystals. Younger folks usually process and expel them efficiently, but senior kidneys often aren't as robust. Regularly eat high oxalate foods like raw spinach and these crystals can accumulate. They can settle in joints, causing pain and inflammation. They can form kidney stones. They also bind to vital minerals like calcium and iron, preventing your body from actually using these nutrients. Here's the truly sneaky part: symptoms of oxalate buildup, joint pain, tiredness, brain fog, gut issues look just like normal aging. So you visit your doctor, they nod and say it's part of getting older, while you're diligently munching on spinach salads, thinking you're doing good. These calcium oxalate crystals don't just hit your joints, they impact your very cellular energy. They can mess with mitochondrial function, literally cutting down your cell's power production. So that afternoon weariness you blame on age, it could be your healthy spinach habit. I ran a small informal test. I got 12 seniors I know to cut out raw spinach for 6 weeks. 11 reported noticeable improvements in joint pain and energy. The 12th later confessed they hadn't stuck to it. It's not a peer-reviewed study, but it's real-world observation that gives you pause. Third, accelerator. Bell peppers, especially the vibrant red, yellow, and orange ones. Seems impossible, right? They look so healthy, supposedly bursting with antioxidants, and every nutritionist promotes them. But for older bodies, bell peppers pose a specific challenge. They're nightshades too, so they have those inflammatory alkaloids we talked about with tomatoes. But bell peppers carry an extra burden. They are among the most pesticide-laden vegetables you can buy. The Environmental Working Group consistently lists them in their dirty dozen of produce with the highest pesticide residues. Now, why is this a bigger deal for seniors? Your liver's detox power significantly drops with age. The pesticide dose a 30-year-old's body handles becomes a toxic load for a 70-year-old. These pesticides can build up in fatty tissues, including your brain, contributing to cognitive issues, hormonal imbalances, and body-wide inflammation. Even organic bell peppers can be tricky for seniors. They're very high in lectins, proteins that can cause gut distress and inflammation in aging digestive systems. Many seniors find they become more sensitive to lectins as their gut lining naturally becomes more permeable over time. The outcome: bloating, digestive upset, and systemic inflammation showing up as joint pain and fatigue. I saw this firsthand with my neighbor, an 82-year-old lady proud of her healthy eating. Bell peppers were a daily staple for her. She constantly complained of gut problems and stiff joints. When she cut out bell peppers, the difference was striking. Within 3 weeks, her digestive issues cleared up, and she moved much more easily. It's fascinating, isn't it? Traditional wisdom often got this right. Chinese medicine has long taught that different foods suit different life phases. Ayurveda explains that as we age, our digestive fire dims, requiring different foods to keep us balanced. But somewhere along the line, modern Western nutrition kind of lost this nuanced view. We started treating all bodies as if they were the same, regardless of age or individual needs, leading to one-size-fits-all advice that might suit a 35-year-old but can be detrimental in the golden years. Traditional Chinese medicine, for instance, emphasizes that seniors need more warming, easily digestible foods. Raw, cold items like spinach, salads, and fresh peppers are seen as too cooling and dampening for older systems. They advocate for cooked, warm foods that aid digestion and circulation. This isn't old-fashioned, it's a deep understanding of human physiology over the lifespan. Now, let me share 3 vegetables that can genuinely boost your energy and help your joints. First up, ginger root. Yes, I'm classing it as a vegetable, which botanically it is. Ginger is quite possibly the most potent anti-inflammatory food for seniors. Unlike the veggies I just cautioned against, ginger actually becomes more beneficial as we age because it directly supports bodily systems that are naturally winding down. It stokes that digestive fire, gets the blood moving, and contains compounds called gingerols that are brilliant against the kind of persistent, low-level inflammation common in older bodies. But here's what makes ginger truly special for joint health. It doesn't just calm inflammation, it can help repair cartilage. Studies suggest regular ginger intake can boost the production of substances that rebuild joint tissue. This isn't about hiding pain like drugs do, it's about healing the actual damage. Ginger's circulatory benefits are vital for seniors. As we get older, circulation tends to slow, meaning less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach our joints, muscles, and organs. Ginger acts like a natural internal warmer, improving blood flow to areas that have been undernourished. I vouch for fresh ginger root, not the powder. Slice it, steep it in hot water for tea, grate it into soups or juice it. Start small. Ginger is strong. A piece about a 1/4 inch thick daily is enough to start feeling the good effects. Second healing hero for seniors, sweet potato. This one will reframe how you view energy and blood sugar. Many seniors are told to beware of carbs, to follow low-carb plans to manage blood sugar and weight. But this advice can often backfire for aging bodies. Sweet potatoes offer complex carbohydrates that your aging brain and muscles are crying out for. Your brain runs primarily on glucose, and when seniors cut carbs too drastically, thinking can get fuzzy. But sweet potatoes don't just give energy, they deliver it in a way that's ideal for senior metabolism. The fiber in sweet potatoes slows down digestion, preventing blood sugar rollercoasters while providing lasting energy. The beta-carotene converts to vitamin A, crucial for eyesight, immunity, and skin health, all common areas of concern for seniors. The potassium aids heart health and can help ward off those muscle cramps many seniors know too well. But here's the clincher: sweet potatoes are among the few foods that actually become more nutritious when cooked. Cooking breaks down the cell walls, making the nutrients easier for aging digestive systems to access. This is the reverse of many veggies that lose nutrients with heat. I recommend roasting sweet potatoes, whole skin and all. The skin has extra fiber and nutrients for a healthy gut. Eat them warm. The warmth aids digestion and circulation. Many seniors find a portion of sweet potato with their main meal dramatically improves their day-long energy. Third healing vegetable, fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, or kimchi if you like the Korean style. This might seem odd, as raw cabbage can be tough for some seniors, but fermented cabbage is a different beast altogether. Fermentation pre-digests the cabbage, breaking down tricky compounds while creating a wealth of beneficial probiotics. For senior gut health, this is a game changer. As we age, our good gut bacteria naturally diminish, leading to digestive wars, a weaker immune system, and even mood swings. Fermented cabbage helps repopulate these vital gut allies. The probiotics in fermented cabbage do more than just improve digestion, they directly influence inflammation levels throughout your entire body. There's a growing realization that gut health and joint health are deeply linked. Balance your gut microbiome, and systemic inflammation often drops, leading to significant joint pain relief. Fermented cabbage is also packed with vitamin K2, a nutrient often lacking in senior diets. K2 is vital for bone health, but not just by strengthening bones. It ensures calcium goes into your bones, not into your arteries and soft tissues. This explains why some seniors can take calcium pills, yet still get osteoporosis while their arteries harden. The trick is to pick naturally fermented sauerkraut, not the pasteurized stuff on most supermarket shelves. Look for refrigerated brands with live cultures. Or even better, try making your own. Start with a small amount, like a tablespoon or two daily, and build up as your system gets used to it. Let me paint a picture of your potential energy if you make these straightforward adjustments. Imagine waking up feeling genuinely refreshed, not stiff and sore. Envision going through your day without that afternoon energy dive that seems to hit harder each year. Think about having enough pep in the evening to enjoy things you love, rather than just slumping in front of the TV. This isn't a fairy tale. This is what happens when you sync your diet with your body's evolving needs instead of battling them. The inflammation that's been draining your energy starts to ease. Your joints begin to move more freely. Your digestion starts working smoothly again. Your sleep gets better because your body isn't fighting to process inflammatory foods. But the benefits run deeper than just physical pep. When your body isn't constantly wrestling with inflammation and toxins, your mental sharpness improves. That brain fog you've chalked up to just getting old often lifts considerably. Your mood can stabilize because inflammation directly impacts your brain chemistry. Many seniors tell me they feel like they've rewound the clock by years. They're able to enjoy their grandkids, pick up old hobbies, travel without stressing about energy. This isn't just about adding years to your life, though that's a nice bonus. It's about adding life to your years. Now, a word of caution. If you share this with your doctor, you might meet some skepticism. It's not that your doctor doesn't care, it's that nutrition training in medical school is often brief, and the system is geared more towards treating illness than preventing it with lifestyle tweaks. Many doctors will stick to the all vegetables are good line and might dismiss these distinctions as minor. They might argue that the anti-inflammatory upsides of tomatoes, for example, outweigh any downsides. This is where you need to trust your own body's signals over generalized medical advice. The medical world is often slow to embrace individual biochemical uniqueness. They're trained for populations, not persons. But your body is your own, and your reaction to foods might differ from the average person in those studies. I'm not saying ignore your doctor or ditch prescribed meds. I'm saying become an attentive observer of how different foods make you feel and adjust accordingly. Try a food diary for a couple of weeks. Note your energy, joint pain, sleep, digestion. The patterns you uncover might surprise you. This whole vegetable issue is a symptom of a larger cultural pattern in how we view aging. We've been conditioned to see decline as unavoidable, to expect that older means sicker, weaker, more dependent. But this isn't a universal truth. There are folks in their 80s and 90s who are vibrant, energetic, sharp, and capable. What sets them apart? It's rarely just genes. It's lifestyle choices, including food choices that honor their changing body chemistry instead of fighting it. The vegetables I've warned about aren't bad in an absolute sense. They might be great for younger people. But eating at 70 the way you did at 30 is like trying to fit into clothes from decades ago. Your body has evolved, and your nutrition must evolve with it. This is actually liberating news, not restrictive. It means you have far more say in how you age than you might have thought. Small shifts in your daily food choices can profoundly lift your quality of life. One hurdle you might face is social pressure. Family might quiz you on why you're skipping tomatoes or not having the spinach salad. Friends might think you're being extreme or on some fad. This is where you must remember, your health trumps social ease. You don't owe anyone a dissertation for looking after yourself in a way that suits your body. A polite decline is enough. Many seniors find it useful to have a simple line ready. Nightshades seem to bother my joints, or raw greens don't agree with me these days. No need for a lecture on oxalates and alkaloids. Think about finding a supportive community, online groups, local wellness, focused senior centers, or friends also making positive changes. Let's touch on the money aspect, because I know many seniors live on fixed incomes, and food budgets are a real thing. The good news, these changes can actually be cost-effective in the long run. Ginger root is cheap, and a little goes far. Sweet potatoes are one of the most budget-friendly, nutrient-packed foods around. Making your own sauerkraut is pennies compared to store-bought and a batch lasts ages. More crucially, investing in foods that quell inflammation and bolster your health can potentially slash your medical bills over time. Fewer doctor visits, fewer prescriptions, fewer over-the-counter pain meds. These savings can easily outweigh any slight shifts in grocery spending. Many seniors also find that when they ditch inflammatory foods, their appetite naturally balances and they consume less overall. You might spend less on food while actually nourishing yourself better. Think ahead. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Grappling with more joint pain, less mobility, dwindling energy? Or do you want to be someone who sidestepped the usual aging script by making smart choices about what goes into your body? The journey you take begins with your very next meal. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Maybe cut out one inflammatory vegetable this week. Add one healing one next week. Pay close attention to how you feel. Let your body's feedback be your compass. Remember, getting older is a given, but feeling old is largely a choice. The foods you pick are either fueling inflammation and decline or promoting healing and energy. There's no middle ground. Every meal pushes you towards better health or further from it. Here's the final insight I promised, the one that truly changed my perspective. The main reason most seniors keep eating foods that hurt them isn't a lack of information. It's because they've come to believe that feeling unwell is just part of being their age. But what if I told you that the joint pain, the tiredness, the digestive troubles, the mental fog, what if most of that isn't normal aging at all? What if it's simply the outcome of continuing to eat foods your changed body can no longer process effectively? The most empowering thing you can realize is that you have far more influence over how you feel than you've been led to think. Those vegetables in your fridge right now are either boosting your vitality or dragging it down. The decision is yours, and the moment to decide is now. Your body has been your faithful companion for decades. It deserves to be fed with foods that respect its current requirements, not foods that made sense 20 or 30 years ago. You deserve to feel energetic, comfortable, and clear-headed. These aren't wild dreams. They are the natural outcome of matching your nutrition to your physiology. The question isn't whether you can afford to make these adjustments. The real question is, can you afford not to? Every day you persist with inflammatory foods is another day of accelerated aging, another day of needless discomfort, another day settling for less life than you could have. Your future self is depending on the choices you make today. Choose with awareness, choose with care, choose knowing that how you age is significantly in your hands, and it starts with what's on your plate.